Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Let's get started with our guest today. Our first question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Sarah Freeman. I am the CEO of Attollo Technology, and I support C-level executives in making informed decisions to improve their IT infrastructure and their networks.
Fantastic. Question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
The best thing about working at a team for me is that you don't have to take on the project alone. Everybody has different strengths, and utilizing those strengths will truly accelerate any project or task.
Fantastic. Question number 3, I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I've actually thought a lot about this, and I had a post out today regarding this. I think others find it challenging because they may not know how to draw out the characteristics of each individual on the team. And it's a team project, so I think it should be a team effort in drawing out each person's strengths. That way, when you identify it, each person can say, okay, I can do this. This is my part of the project. And for example, I'd like to give an example. I'm on the advisory board for the Title I Tech Initiative. And our very first meeting, we know what the end result is, but for our very first meeting, we sat down and looked at everything on our plate and said, okay, I'm good at this, I'm good at this. And it became very clear who should be working on what.
Well, that's a great example. Thank you for sharing a concrete real world example of that, because I hear a lot of folks, good information that they provide, but I appreciate you sharing an example, especially of focusing on the strengths within the team. That's a great example. Question number 4, what other piece of advice would you like to offer to leaders of teams?
My favorite is create a safe space for ideas and do not micromanage. So having that safe space for ideas, for allowing people to bring them to the table without any kind of bias or negativity attached to it. It's just an open forum. I think that's a key part to having a successful team. Everybody just feels like they're a part of it. They made it happen. And allowing people to work in their individual style and pace, and keeping within the deadlines is really important. It offers an opportunity for everybody to grow within the team.
Great comments. I really like that, the idea of not micromanaging and still allowing people to kind of work within their framework. So that's perfect. Question number 5, what other successful leaders of teams would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
My favorite person to always suggest to anybody is my mentor, Vanessa Shaw. She was my business growth mentor. She has amazing leadership skills. She's done a lot in leading large teams develop their leadership skills and their team building skills. So for her, it's her. It's been the pillar in my business through all my businesses in the past and the current business to keep it successful and make sure I remember that not to hover and that I am on the team too.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for recognizing her. Obviously, she's had a great influence on you, and that's always good to hear. Last question. Tell us about your first job.
I've had a lot of jobs. My first W-2 job was when I was 13 years old. I opened a corner cafe in a small rural town at 6 a.m. on the weekends. I used to ride my bike two-ish miles into town to open this. And I was the server, the cook, and the dishwasher. I opened it and I closed it. It was crazy. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot of valuable work and life lessons doing that job. I enjoyed every minute of it too.
Boy, I'll bet that's a podcast episode in and of itself to kind of learn what you learned at that age. Wow,
Yeah.
13. And
13,
so you
yep.
got up on your own, got on the bike. Do you still bike now, or has that now been a turnoff to you?
Yeah, not so much up here in the city, or I'm outside of the city. If I was still living in the city, I would bike everywhere.
Gotcha. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
People can find me at attollotech.com, or my favorite, go to my LinkedIn page, just under my name, Sarah Freeman.
Great. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can go to teamengagementpodcast.com. Again, that's teamengagementpodcast.com. Thanks so much for joining us and have a great day.
Thank you.